I will say this once more, do not go harassing anyone I mention in this video. Also, this video might be a bit all over the place, but only because there's both a lot I want to get off my chest here and get over with.
This heart gets the smallest glow. I think that I can see it show. Your eyes have a spark, you know. Open them and see me go. This heart gets the smallest glow. I think that I can see it show. Your eyes have a spark, you know.
You know what it's like to feel betrayed? Alright, before I proceed any further with the video, I'll quickly list the reasons for why I waited until now to make this video when this controversy broke out months ago. For those who have been living under a rock since February of this year, or simply haven't heard of it yet, Glitch Productions has been given a handful of very serious allegations. Making matters worse is that said allegations have a surprising amount of proof to back each of them up. To hopefully avoid any confusion though, I'll start at the beginning of this whole mess. With another Saturday came another new SMG4 video, the day my arm went psycho. Now, I actually didn't get around to watching this video until 2 days later. My reasons for this were that I was busy that weekend with a certain plush video of mine, SMG4 really wasn't on my mind at that point in time, and the third one I'll discuss shortly. To give a quick rundown of what this video is about, it's basically about Tari finding out her cybernetic lower left arm and hand are actually a sapient AI named Clench. While nothing like this happened in Metarunner, this is a completely different version of Tari that predates her Metarunner counterpart, so I could let that slide. However, by playing a clip from this video, you'll notice something else that's changed about SMG4 Tari.
Look, we don't have time for this.
She got a new voice actress, more specifically, Lottie Bourne, replacing her original VA, Celeste Notley-Smith.
Watch this! Cracking! I choose you!
Now, one might be thinking, well, recasting characters for animated shows and the like is nothing new. While this is true, this is usually done in a professional manner plenty of time in advance. Celeste didn't know about the recast until the same day the day my arm went psycho was released. Yep, Celeste was replaced without warning or notice. Why? Because voice director Jasmine Yang thought Celeste was too busy with raising her kids and handling her other occupations combined, yet didn't even ask her if she still had time to voice Tari. On the contrary, Celeste seemed excited to continue her role as everyone's favorite gamer girl in her response letter. Jasmine eventually apologized via a Discord post, but the damage had already been done, as we'll see later. Speaking of which, I first heard of this controversy via the Anime America video exposing all of this, with Robin Berry Cotter even resigning from her voice acting role as SMG2. David J.G. Doyle, the voice of Derek Lux, would also cut ties with Glitch not so long after. Said video was also why I didn't get around to watching The Day My Arm Went Psycho until the 26th, wanting to know for absolutely certain that this recasting actually happened. As I mentioned earlier though, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Mere days after Celeste's sudden and wrongful recasting, Robin shared a plethora of both statements and Glassdoor reviews from former Glitch Productions employees about them being treated like garbage once the company got more popular, with the latter being not only especially credible, but even being written some 2 months before the rest of this controversy really blew up. If these statements and reviews combined are all true, then Glitch Productions, particularly CEO Kevin Lerd-Wichegol, is guilty of the following, but not limited to: yes, other Glitch employees have supposedly debunked other claims and statements, such as those regarding the blacklisting of former employees, along with explaining in depth that they've had a very positive experience working for the company. That, and they have mentioned the studios taking steps to improve management. However, these in no way make up for what the negative statements, and especially the Glassdoor reviews, have shown. Why? Because Glitch Productions prides themselves as being a safe haven for creative indie talents and the like, when the rest of the animation industry workforce is undergoing exactly what is being pointed out in these statements by former employees. It especially hurts as someone identifying as a socialist because, you know. Speaking of which, Kevin did eventually make a response to these allegations on Twitter via the Glitch Productions Twitter account on March 4th. Let's read it. Hey all, Kevin, CEO of Glitch Productions here. We've been silent this past week as I've been prioritizing checking in on and taking care of my internal staff, having multiple open conversations with management, production teams, and assessing this entire situation. The last thing I wanted to do was rush out a half-assed statement as I take this entire matter very seriously. However, things have changed. Unfortunately, members of our staff and community have recently been harassed by people online, and that is something I cannot tolerate and must address immediately. For context, people have left anonymous claims both here and elsewhere about the work standards at Glitch involving mistreatment and abuse. There are lots of different stories and allegations out there at this point, some of which are distorting and wrongfully exaggerating the truth. So I wanted to set the record straight. I acknowledge and take full accountability that during the early years of Glitch there was indeed a lack of experience, training, and skill on my part, and the management structure I had at the time to run and operate a small animation studio. For that, I'm sorry. Years ago, my brother and I started all of this out of our bedroom with the dream of making an animated show. We then inevitably realized how hard making an animated show was and started hiring more artists, all of whom worked out of our house and spent the first few years making shows with little infrastructure. It was quite a ramshackle studio back then, and I deeply apologize to any staff that experienced any hardship during that time due to the lack of experienced management. However, I maintain that I've always made it one of my main priorities to try and improve the management of the team, everyone's well-being, and overall scaling of the studio. I strongly assert that we have always strived to create a happy, positive workplace with a fair amount of work and reasonable deadlines and resources. I can't claim that we succeed 100% of the time, but it has always been our goal to make a safe, healthy space where artists can make cool shit, having fun, and feel taken care of. It's always a large reason why I started Glitch. Most of our staff we bring are permanent, full-time employees here, and I have every intention of keeping them on and happy. We don't kick out employees when a project/show ends here, and every time this company has seen success, we share it with the team. Since those early days, we've brought on and built a proper leadership/management team, all of whom have received training to run, manage, and look after a team. We've introduced several production coordinators and management staff to try and plan, scope, and revise episode/artist schedules better. An entire tech team has also been hired to try and improve our systems so artists spend less time debugging issues like why Maya keeps crashing and instead focus on the one thing they do best: creating beautiful art. There are claims and questions on why release dates aren't pushed back to give artists more time, but that's the thing, they absolutely are. Over the years, multiple episodes have been pushed back as I wanted to make sure they all had the proper time to ensure they're great. That's why many of our teasers/trailers have the text to the effect of, "The episodes will be released when they're ready." In fact, episode 8 of Murder Drones will be delayed past the originally announced spring period, as it has so much amazing content in it. The production management team and I made the decision to give it more time so the artists could give it more love and not be strained. There have been some claims about myself that I blacklist people in the industry from finding work, and another stating that I'm a clout chaser who only brings on artists with a big following. I feel the latter statement greatly disrespects and discredits all the hard work the team has put in. You can come after me and say what you want, but when it comes to my team, I will speak up and defend them. They all produce amazing work and deserve everything. As for blacklisting people from finding other work, that statement is beyond ridiculous and is not something I would know how to do even if I wanted to. I'm deeply sorry to any past employee that feels dissatisfied with their time at Glitch. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I am and will continue to do everything I can to improve the well-being and voices of this incredibly talented band of artists. One thing I will absolutely not tolerate, however, is the harassment or abuse of anyone. Please be kind to one another. We have the chance to improve the entire animation industry for the better here. Thank you, Kevin Lerdwichagal, CEO of Glitch Productions. So that means everything's all good, right? No! This is for multiple reasons. Firstly, there isn't a single mention of Celeste. No apology, no offer for her to rejoin, nothing. You know, one would think that'd be the most crucial part of a social media apology like this, since that recasting largely started this mess to begin with. Celeste is still heartbroken over this, while both Robin Barry Cotter and David J.G. Doyle seem like they'll never want to work for Glitch again. And before anybody goes around saying how it doesn't matter because Murder Drones and the Amazing Digital Circus did better in views or how people like them more, there would be neither of these without MetaRunner. Glitch would be broke. They would be broker than broke. However, I must say this again, do not go around harassing anybody, especially Lottie. She had no idea about Celeste not being notified when she took on the role as Tari's new voice actress. Reason number 2, I want to wait until more Glassdoor reviews and the like pop up first, since even with the delay of Murder Drone's 8th episode, upper management at Glitch could easily go back on their promises in just a few months and start working their animators to the bone again. Although this could be prevented if either the company's animators unionize or Glitch Productions becomes a worker cooperative. The latter of which I'll get back to shortly, as none of this would have happened if Glitch was a co-op! For those wondering what a worker co-op is, it's a member-owned business, worker-owned in this case, structure with at least 5 members, where all active members share an equal vote at general meetings regardless of their shareholding. They are formed to provide services to their members rather than to maximize a financial return on investment. Thus, if Glitch Productions was a worker-owned cooperative, they wouldn't have made the decision to recast Tari's VA without notifying Celeste, let alone working on multiple shows at once while being short-staffed. If anything, a worker-owned Glitch Productions probably wouldn't have even made shows like Murder Drones nor The Amazing Digital Circus until all 3 seasons of MetaRunner were done. And before anyone says that we wouldn't have gotten The Amazing Digital Circus by the time this video was uploaded if Glitch was a worker co-op, I'll counter by saying, let go of instant gratification and learn to wait! So yeah, I'm pretty much done with Glitch for now, and will be personally boycotting their future releases, either Glitch or SMG4, and related material until the following happens at minimum. These would also be nice. The exceptions to my boycott will be fan projects surrounding MetaRunner and perhaps Sunset Paradise, since Glitch doesn't even care about those IPs anymore. This whole thing was also the final factor in Paleo Park's cancellation, as I just felt disillusioned with the Gmod animation scene for a while after this. Not to mention, this feels way too much like when Zeke was screwed over by you-know-who. That's foreshadowing, by the way. Actually, 2.5 more things regarding Glitch. I want to say that I've never been a fan of how the official promotional plushies looked. They seem to be following a trend that I've come to really hate, in that they have a chibi style and are stitched into a sitting pose. I get that most of the people who buy these plushies do so to have them as decorations, but even so, it's pretty sad how some of the bootleg plushies look better than their official counterparts. The one exception to this is the Theo plush, since Theo actually does have a giant head. This was never a deal breaker for me when it came to Glitch, though. Anyway, briefly returning to the subject of worker cooperatives, if you're a fan of MetaRunner, then you'll love the game I'm about to promote. A game actually made by a cooperative, and one I've live-streamed multiple times in the past.
The Illuminati created us. They wanted to build a god with their own hands, and instead they created us
Just because I'm made of silicone and aluminium, I must be doing something wrong. That's machine stereotyping, that is.
That's reality, that is. Machines are second-class citizens.
Humans are sentient persons by default, ma'am. They have personhood by heredity.
There are thousands upon thousands of overqualified slum dwellers. You are my peon. Don't you get it?
This wasn't a job. It was always just an excommunication sentence.
We're pawns in a feud bigger than we can imagine. Turn the cogs of the machine before Leviathan grinds you up and swallows you and yours.
Rich, poor, human robot.
I invented the crux of the Royal's power, the secret to consciousness, our existence itself, the meaning of life.
I'm the $6 billion baller, not some troubled youth.
You are my greatest creation of all.
I had to build my own family. I hate your son. I hate your son.
I'm happy to smash all of the crowns and throw the gold shards down to the people. I will be the iconoclast queen.
But who makes you queen anyway? You? You and whose army, princess? You and whose army?
Seriously though, please go give this game a shot for the world building and characters alone. It's available on both Steam and itch.io for like $5. Go play the sequel when it comes out as well. The members of the Silver Spook Cooperative are seriously struggling right now. Finally, despite how much I ranted on Glitch in this video, I do think there's a pinch of hope. As previously shown in Kevin's response note, they might now be willing to delay episodes of their current shows to prevent potential crunch time for animators. If they keep those elements up while following the guidelines I set up for me to stop boycotting their future releases, they can still be redeemed. Unlike the person Glitch is starting to become more akin to in their practices. Welp, it's time to live up to the lower right corner of the thumbnail. Now, I was going to act a lot angrier than I actually will be here. Don't get me wrong, I'm still pissed, but a good chunk of the stuff I was going to discuss has already been broken down through a combination of both my 500 subscriber special, almost all of what I said in there I still stand by, and MPK Review's rant video on Cody's hot dog restaurant, so it's best you go check those two out after watching this part of the video. Instead, I'll be adding on to what has been said in those two videos, along with what wasn't mentioned. First, though, remember when I said Glitch is trying to fight the content farms? Well, SML has now fully embraced being one! Look at this shit! This is practically a clone of LankyBox! And before anyone says Logan's videos have somehow gotten better because one of them has a cool action scene, wrong! Jeffy's 18th birthday is the culmination of everything wrong with modern SML, as well as everything wrong with modern plush and puppet videos in general! Actually, scratch that. That position would go to Jeffy's 19th birthday, since that one isn't even original in terms of SML! I already hear people type in the comments about how Logan had to cut a lot of stuff out because of the short deadline, cast and crew availability, and technical issues. That is no excuse! Logan is a f***ing millionaire! He could have easily delayed the video or planned it out far more in advance. But this greedy asshole wouldn't dare say no to the demands of the algorithm. Not even once! Don't even get me started on other videos of his from recent years, such as Cody's Bad Word, Jeffy the Sketch Artist, No Invite, Jeffy's Balloon Company, or anything involving the Hucker-Doos. Same goes for how all his characters have gotten worse than they already were in 2021, including even Broken Guy, who's now just a misogynistic man-child. Kinda like Logan himself. Why hasn't YouTube taken SML down for good, even after all the horrible shit he's done? Simple. Just like with SS Sniper Wolf, it's because he makes the website too much money! That, and even after Logan had to hop over to the channel he uses today due to the cease and desist, his subscriber count is still massive! Gee, I wonder why. And that's not to mention how some of Logan's fans have become monsters themselves. I also want to briefly build on Plush Crossing's video on SML reviews. I'm pretty sure people such as Ray Rants are nice people, but they are genuinely wasting their time making SML reviews and the like, thinking said videos will encourage Logan to improve. We've seen this with GameCube Dude, with that Yozi bloke, and with many others. Once the money and fame got to Logan's head, he never listened to his critics ever again! I'll just end this segment with this clip from MPK's video. But I'll also say this for the third and final time, do not go harassing anyone I mentioned in this video.
It makes my blood boil that this has to be the man we are labeled under. This man, who has downright abused his position on this platform multiple times, has lied and cheated his way to the top, has perpetuated and fueled stereotypes that are legitimately harmful, has almost never taken accountability for said stereotypes until it's finally started making him directly look bad, has had that, and has the goal to advertise merchandise towards children who are inevitably going to see this crap, and consistently behaves like a bitchy prima donna every time YouTube gets mad at him. Personally, I cannot wait for the day this guy leaves YouTube, and I hope it's because they finally have enough of his crap and gets taken down for good.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm so glad to have gotten this all off my chest. I can finally move on to getting this channel back on track by consistently putting out quality plush videos like I used to, or at least give my best effort at it. Well, that, and the VTuber live streams. From this point forward, it's going to be Grant Scarborough, PlushTuber, and VTuber. Oh, and one more very last thing. That alternate Kerguelen Plateau world-building project of mine is not cancelled, but rather being mostly on hold for now, with it being something I'll work on every now and then on the side when I'm not too busy. Thank you all for watching, more plush videos are on the way, and goodbye everybody!
I've worshipped you, your mind, your conscience, wanting to help others, the way you never gave up. You are everything I wanted to be. You just threw it away.